let's talk about things that they have no Bible counterargument for. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1. Principles, especially justice, plus 1. The fact that life is short equals 2. To live a morally precise life, even and especially if you have 30 kids, okay, is the only same thing to do. Because a shorter life of living principle is greater than a long, sick life of pretending to live a worthwhile life, or greed, or just to survive. And you have to set that example for your children. More important than you being around your children is setting that example for your children, is making it clear to lead them into that example. Let me bring this up real quick. They edited this picture and often add pink to pictures. I am not gay. Okay, so look at this. How many of you think that you shouldn't take me seriously? Okay, look at my exact stance. Look at my foot. Okay, I'm ready to make my move. In 3 different exchanges. This guy had 3 chances to beat me, and the closest, he only slightly touched me with the tip of his, one of his fingers on my cheek in one of the exchanges. That's like 3 matches, and he barely, if you wouldn't want to call it, scored 1 point, okay, while I'm sabotaged, fumed, and poisoned for years. This was like 2015 or 2016 or so, okay? Okay, and this guy is no slouch. He has a brown belt, and that was for years, so he is like the equivalent of a black belt. Now see here, he was so desperate that he puts up his hand trying to bring it down and to cause pain to my forearm and my hands, okay, to discourage me from scoring points, because I was scoring so many points. So you can see that there's a kind of methodical, kind of very balanced kind of stance coming at him. And remember, I have world record speed. How would you feel if you're him and you knew that this guy has world record speed, okay, and that the slippery tan bark terrain wasn't going to slow him down that much, okay, and that they have long arms that can easily reach? I'll take a picture of one of these long arm strikes. How would you feel if you were him? Okay, it's pretty straightforward. They have no viable counterargument to the fact that life is short. The fact that principles, especially justice, are obviously far greater than living a different life, right? That's why they say the hero. That's why people say that cops died in the line of duty and so on and so forth, okay? Because they're trying to superimpose them on the idea of an actual hero, okay? Again, just because something is against the law doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. So if worse comes to worse, one can always kill themselves, and they will have made it clear to their children, to the best of their ability, that being moral and being raised right are more important than being alive. Being moral and being raised right are more important than being alive. Okay, so remember, people are killed in the military. They are killed while not being targeted for righteousness all the time. They die all the time. Okay, many people are old and they still don't get it, so on and so forth. Okay, so what is tying your family together if not God? God is love. There's that argument too, but it's not needed for you to realize, again, the 1 plus 1 equals 2. 1, principles, especially justice, plus 1, life is short, equals 2, live a morally precise life, even and especially if you have 30 kids, because a shorter life of living principle is greater than a long, sick life of pretending to live a worthwhile life of greed or just trying to survive. What is your viable counterargument? If you have none, then you must concede that he with the most focused moral intensity should be in charge. And after I'm gone, no one is worthy to lead, because they all sat there doing stupid shit, okay? Instead of obeying God through me, even if they don't know who I am, what they were doing was the wrong thing. And there's a calculated effort to cheat me out of my right to lead, which means the entire planet is done.